Another week, another live event here at Tower Defense Simulator. Now, before I get into the video, I want to shout out my team members real quick because I truly could not have done this without them. They were super persistent, just like last time. Just like the last video I filmed on this live event, and they were just truly amazing. I have nothing else to say. They were truly amazing. We went through multiple restarts. We lost multiple times, and despite all that, they stuck around, and they were determined to win with the current team that they had. And yeah, they were just great. So here are their names on the screen right now. Once again, shout out to Aaron Gone, Cam LOL, Light Rose, Luke 33, and Matt with 3 T's at the end for some reason. But anyways, shout out to these people, and let's actually get into the video. So, as I mentioned before, today is the second day, or the second round, I guess, of admin abuse before this new Tower Defense Simulator Halloween event. As I mentioned before in my previous video, basically what developers of Tower Defense Simulator are doing right now is they are running a little admin abuse live event every week for the duration of the Halloween event and a little bit before the Halloween event as well. And they're going to be running the events once every week, every Saturday, I think at least. And yeah, they're going to hand out 5 band crates total. And yeah, you're going to have a chance to win 4 different skins from these band crates. And honestly, I think all the skins look pretty great. I think they all have a lot of effort put into them. So far, I got the Trapper skin from this week's crate and a Scout skin from previous week's crate. And they're all pretty great. They're both pretty great skins. I think Trapper might be a little bit weaker than all the other ones, but it's not bad by any means. But yeah, these skins are truly special and truly a flex to have if you attended these live events. But yeah, I mean, last week, I think I mentioned in my previous video that last week I unfortunately missed the whole admin abuse part of the event. So I wasn't able to, see all the shenanigans that happened. I wasn't able to see everyone suddenly get $300,000 out of nowhere. Because I heard that thing that happened last time there was an admin abuse event. Everyone just like popped into a game and got $300,000 to just place down and play around with. And yeah, that was pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, this time around, there was no such thing. The developers did not just give everyone like $1 trillion. And in fact, the admin abuse part of the event was more mixed than overall either positive or negative. Because they had some negative things happen, like tacos that fall out of the sky that if you ate, they would like remove your HP. Or like money that rained out of the sky that you can collect to get $100 for every wad of cash you collected off the ground, or like Nyan Cat, or however you pronounce his name, which is like this event where like Pop-Tarts would fall out of the sky and you can collect them for $100 per Pop-Tart. And yeah, there were overall just some pretty positive additions like that to the game where there were admin abuse events that would actually help you, like give you money or give you certain towers. Like, for example, there was an event that they ran where they gave out 2 mecha bases, or not 2 mecha bases, 2 war machines to a random player, and 1 mecha base to a random player, and they ended up being the player that got the mecha base. Yeah, I could, unfortunately, I had only access to 1 mecha base, so I couldn't, like, place them or anything. I didn't get the tower in my inventory, so, yeah, I had access to only 1 of them, and I would, like, either decide to sell it if I was insane, or I could just upgrade it and take care of it and get us a nice, easy victory, and that's what I ended up doing. But yeah, outside of those positive things that helped out the players, there were also negative things, like where the developers would just like fucking delete every single tower on the field, or they would like scramble up all your towers there. They were like in like random parts of the map. And yeah, some of it was pretty annoying. I think those were probably the 2 worst things that they did. But giving us a mecha base and 2 war machines was actually helped out a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really thankful that I got that mecha base, because without it, winning would have been a lot harder. I think I probably could have won, because last time last week. I missed out on the whole admin abuse thing, so I had to beat the event legitimately, and I ended up doing it. So I probably could have done it this week as well, but it would have been a lot harder. But yeah, it's unfortunate that we didn't get $300,000 this time around, because I was really looking forward to that, because that's the part that I was bummed about the most, about missing last week's admin abuse. But it probably would have been a little too unbalanced if they just straight up gave us like $300,000 to play around with, which unfortunately in this day and age, in this economy, in Tower Defense Simulator, $300,000 is only enough to like fully max out like 3 towers. So, if any Tower Defense Simulator developer has been watching this, you guys should probably rework the farm tower next, because I've been advocating that for like the past 2 years, but nobody has been listening to me, even though the economy is in such a crappy state in the game right now. But anyways, that's besides the point. I think $300,000 is still a lot of money anyway, and it definitely would have carried us if we got that. But even though that didn't happen, I'm still grateful for all the other free money that we got from like free mecha bases and free war machines and whatever else. Yeah, overall the live event was fun, and even though I got a skin for a tower that I will never use, which is Trapper, I think it was still really fun and pretty cool. And I hope you guys had some fun too if you attended the live event. I hope you got the skins that you really wanted, and yeah, stay tuned for next week, because they're gonna do this again. They're gonna bring back this admin abuse event again, and also stay tuned for this Wednesday, because another game of the week is coming. Another episode of my series is coming out, so stay tuned for that. I would like to hear your guesses if you have any for what kind of game I'm gonna cover. I left a clue in my last video that it's gonna be a tower defense game, so I'm interested if you guys can guess what it is. But yeah, that's really it. That's all I got to say. So enjoy the rest of my run, enjoy the video, and see you next Wednesday. Goodbye, everyone.
Resilience, a quality for the weak. If you can, time stretches here, making seconds feel like years. And I've been waiting many years. Motion cannot be stopped, he said. Such a poor choice of words. Too small, too frail. I wonder who you kneel before me and beg for mercy or power. Acceptable. Resilience, a quality for the weak. If you can, time stretches here, making seconds feel like years. I've been waiting many years. That emotion cannot be stopped, he said. Such a poor choice of words. I'm entertained, barely.
Farm money collect sound effects.
I'm unimpressed. ineffable power to reshape your past or to build a future by your own design. With witness the fall of those who once thought to be untouchable. It's only a matter of time. And this time, no one will stop me. Every unknowing step serves my purpose. Each pawn plays their part. When the untouchable fall before me in paradise, who is there to stand in my way?